Now at 10, authorities tried to identify 3 bodies found in a burnt home in Ottawa County, Oklahoma. Plus, pieces of the I Am Joplin mural will go on the auction block. And groundbreaking on a $7 million improvement to Pitt State's simulated hospital.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Federal authorities tonight are trying to identify the 3 people found dead after today's house fire in Ottawa County, Oklahoma. This is KOIM News at 10. The fire happened early this morning on South 600 Road in Fairland. According to a spokesperson for the ATF, firefighters discovered 2 women and a man inside the burnt building and say a medical examiner is working to confirm their identities and determine the cause of death. Investigators say the victims are a woman in her 80s and a woman and man, both over the age of 40. The ATF says the sheet metal house is a total loss, but there's no word yet on exactly where or how that fire might have started. The ATF is handling this case because it's on Cherokee Nation land. Authorities are looking for possible witnesses, backgrounds of the victims, and information on any possible problems with the house before the fire. Emergency management and fire officials have been fighting a blaze that broke out after an explosion at a gas plant in central Kansas this afternoon. Reno County Emergency Manager Adam Weishar says 2 people with minor injuries were taken to a Wichita hospital. A 2-mile radius was evacuated around the Haven midstream plant near Haven, which is about 33 miles northwest of Wichita. At last report, Kansas 96 near that plant has been closed. A Joplin man has drowned in Table Rock Lake. The Missouri Highway Patrol says 52-year-old Mark Williams was in a single-person kayak and was reported missing by relatives. Fishermen discovered his body about a half-mile from Point 26, and he was pronounced dead this afternoon. Souls Harbor in Joplin is considering moving to a new location. The shelter is currently looking to obtain a new property that'll be bigger and will offer more services. Some of those services include extending help to those in their teens experiencing homelessness. Now they need to go through the city to reach their next steps.
We're going to have some city council meetings. We're going to have to be going through some zoning because it is not zoned for us at this point. So we'll have to be going through some zoning and then make sure that we get all our financial stuff in order as well.
Guerrillas says if the shelter is able to move to a bigger space, she hopes they can bring a new awareness about people who experience homelessness every day. Many of you are familiar with this mural that was at the corner of 6th and Main in Joplin. I Am Joplin, as it was called, included pictures of people holding signs that showed strength and courage, particularly in the aftermath of the tornado. Well, that mural is gone now. The Downtown Joplin Alliance says it was deteriorating. The 52 panels that were part of the mural will be auctioned off at the Empire Market on May 7th, and proceeds will go toward a new revolving artist project where the I Am mural was located. Checking in with Nick Kelly now for a first look at the weather.
A cold start to our Thursday, Dal, but thankfully back into mild territory this afternoon, all because of what we're still seeing outside right now. Clear skies up top. That took us from 32, a light freeze for a good number of us, if not a good frost this morning. Topping out at 63 this afternoon, so that was certainly a nice rebound in temperatures. Nothing out there on the radar network right now. We're still sitting underneath mostly clear skies, but still increasing clouds from the west, indicating our next storm system ready to shake things up as we get into the holiday weekend. Fortunately, though, we're not going to drop off so much throughout the overnight. I think early in the overnight, we'll drop back into the mid to upper 40s and then warm back into the lower 50s for a good number of us as we get the morning drive underway. As our next storm system rolls in, though, I can't rule out some scattered storms, but these should not pack a punch during the day, Dow. I still think they will turn mild with highs around 71, but tomorrow night is a chance where we could see some strong, maybe severe storms. We'll talk about that and what else lies ahead here in a few.
See you then. Pitt State today broke ground for a $7 million addition and improvements to the university's simulation hospital. It's at McPherson Hall, home of the Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing. The project will include a roughly 10,000 square foot addition, plus targeted renovations to the existing building. Among the highlights, control rooms, a debriefing room, a waiting area, and a study area.
very, very important for the learning and the adaptation of nursing. As we have seen over the past few years, we just have to go with the flow in this healthcare industry, and being able to just immerse yourself into a clinical experience using our clinical judgment skills and just overall prioritizing what's important to us in an assessment environment.
The new facility will accommodate 120 students, up from the current 90. Funding comes from private gifts. Missouri Southern is taking back the night. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month and a motivation for this Take Back the Night rally hosted by Alpha Sigma Alpha at MSSU. Women and men shared stories. There was also a candlelight vigil. The mission was simple but important: to spread awareness.
They said a lot tonight. It does affect my demographic quite a lot, and that's a little scary to me. So the fact that I'm a part of an organization that puts the amount of stress they do on bringing awareness to this is incredibly important to me.
Tonight's event was held at MSSU's Justice Center auditorium. A Parsons, Kansas man is facing a sentence of life in prison with parole after being convicted on 2 child sex offenses. Jared Bybee, who was convicted under Kansas's Jessica's law, pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated criminal sodomy. The crimes involved 2 victims, both younger than 10, and under Jessica's law, Bybee faces life in prison with a minimum of 25 years for each count before being eligible for parole. Sentencing is set for September 23rd. The flagship of Russia's Black Sea Fleet sank after it was heavily damaged in the latest setback from Moscow's invasion. Ukrainian officials said their forces hit the vessel with missiles. Russia acknowledged a fire aboard the Moskova, but no attack. It said the flames forced the entire crew to evacuate. The Russian Defense Ministry said the vessel sank in a storm while being towed to a port. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has begun busing Latin American migrants from the border to Washington, D.C. in protest of the Biden administration's border policies. The migrants are already in immigration proceedings and voluntarily traveled. The governor said his decision is in response to the president's decision to wind down Title 42 in late May, a pandemic-era health rule that allowed immigration officials to deny entry to most migrants, even those seeking asylum. Coming up, a Soaring Heights teacher soars to new heights as Teacher of the Year. Plus, could bouncing balloon bunnies be big business? We'll check out a new offering at the North Park Mall. Joplin School District honored its Teacher of the Year this afternoon. Congratulations to Julie Pagan. She teaches special education at Soaring Heights Elementary. Pagan was surprised to learn she won this year's award.
I am really overwhelmed and in shock. I did not expect this at all. I work hard every day, but never expected anything back from it. So I'm very overwhelmed.
Pagan will be nominated for the Missouri Teacher of the Year. She'll also receive a $500 check at an upcoming school board meeting. Well, it's not quite Peter Cottontail, but it's hopping down the bunny trail. This balloon costume is one of the creations from a brand new business at Joplin's North Park Mall. It's called Paper Airplane Events. The custom balloon company makes personalized balloon creations for various events or just for fun.
I love seeing the creations come to life. It feels like an art form to me. I love art, and it's an art that you can share with people.
In addition to some fun creations, they've set up a selfie studio inside the North Park Mall. Longtime Joplin Airport manager Steve Stockham is retiring. Today at the airport, they celebrated his career. During his tenure, the airport got a new terminal building. Stockham was also able to help navigate the airport through the pandemic when the industry was struggling most. He held that position for 31 years, and he says he knows what he'll miss most.
People. I mean, you know, all the relationships of the people I've been able to know and work with over the years, and I'll still be around, but working with those folks on a daily basis and those accomplishments, the people's the big deal. You never know.
Stockham's going to be a consultant for an engineering firm, Olson, in Joplin. A little bit later, we're going to check out the Ensemble Festival that drew hundreds of high schoolers to Pitt State.
But first, we are mild to start the holiday weekend out, but rain chances are lining up. We'll break down the forecast next. A cold start, but thankfully we turned mild once again for this afternoon. We'll turn mild again for tomorrow as the weekend gets underway. Mother Nature has plenty of changes lined up for us, though, as we get into the weekend. Still looking quiet, though, from Indigo Sky, the live shot outside of Seneca, Missouri. And those clear skies allowed us to really drop off after we saw afternoon temperatures yesterday in the lower to middle 50s. We dropped back into the lower 30s this morning. Either a good light freeze or quite a hefty frost out there for a lot of you. But thankfully, with the good south wind and plenty of sun, we catapulted back into the 60s this afternoon. Still looking okay from 7th and range line. We still have clear skies up top, but we're sitting at 50 already, a south wind at 8, and the humidity still a bit low at 46%, but those numbers will start to climb tomorrow as our next storm system rolls on in. Same goes for the wind. Right now, that wind is light enough to allow temperatures to drop off a little bit more, but we're already seeing some upper 40s in southwestern Missouri, but everybody else mainly lower to middle 50s. This time around, though, temperatures are not going to turn so cold tonight. We don't need to worry about another frost or freeze because even though the wind now is out of the south, rather lighter compared to earlier today at 5 to 15 miles per hour, the wind's going to crank back into gear tomorrow to send us a little bit warmer by tomorrow morning and then into lower 70s for tomorrow. But as the storm systems start to roll along, you can see cloud cover building out from the west. That's in advance of a cold front to the north. But we've also got a warm front to the south. That's going to come through first before the cold front clears out any thunderstorm chances after Saturday morning. But what's also coming into play, this bundle of energy coming out of Colorado and another upper level low that wants to stick around for the rest of the weekend. In the short term, though, the coming fronts and the upper level wave out of Colorado wants to come together and give us a shot for strong to low-grade severe storms, especially for the southern parts of the viewing area. I'll watch these thunderstorms, as will Michael and Doug, from about 5 o'clock tomorrow evening until about midnight Sunday at the latest. I'm not too concerned about a tornado threat with the way things are looking, but if these storms can get strong to severe, they can certainly be capable of some large hail, maybe up to golf ball size, heavy rain, and some high wind gusts around 60, if not pushing 65 miles per hour. Again, nothing to worry about for tonight. The clouds will be on the increase, but will stay dry to get your Friday morning started, so disregard any radar echoes you're seeing on the future track. We're dry to start the morning out. Then, as we get into the afternoon, the warm front coming in first could spark some scattered storms, but they're going to be elevated. They're not going to pack a big punch, but something to keep in mind if you're going to be out and about during the day tomorrow. 51 in the morning despite that, 64 by noon, and topping out around 71, all because of a south wind at 10 to 20. We may be quiet to start the evening out, but here's 8 o'clock. You can see some of those scattered storms that could be strong to severe popping up in our southern counties. Holding on until we get past the midnight hour, and then we're going to see maybe some scattered showers and storms to start Saturday morning out before we dry out during the day. Any heavy amounts of rain coming from Friday nights and Saturday morning storms could range between 1/10 to about 1.5 inches. And very quickly wanted to note that other low that I'm tracking, look at what it does for Easter Sunday. Keeps us under clouds, keeps us chilly, and unfortunately those are periods of rain that we'll have to contend with for Easter Sunday. 71 for your Friday. The alert day is for the thunderstorm chances tomorrow evening. 60 on Saturday, 53 for a chilly Easter Sunday. And then another system by Tuesday and Wednesday, Dow.
We don't want the rain, but as long as it's not severe, deal with what we have to, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about anything nasty Easter Sunday.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, when severe weather does strike, you're going to want to stay informed. You can do that by scanning this QR code. You can do it right now with that cell phone in your hand or pocket. It'll take you to the KOAM News Now YouTube page, where our weather team will live stream during severe weather events to give you updated information. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Still ahead, the Frontenac Raiders aim to stay undefeated, hitting the field for a doubleheader against Riverton. And Joplin High School hosts its annual Track and Field Invitational. We'll have the highlights and hear from a few top performers next.
The Pittsburgh State Guerrillas are 17-7 in the MIAA entering the night. Now that puts them in second place in the league, trailing only the 23-1 Central Missouri Mules. Now the Guerrillas get their shot at the Mules this weekend, opening a 3-game series in Warrensburg tonight. Now this one is final. Pitt State falls 7-1. Mason Hartman goes 3 for 4 on the evening, collecting the lone RBI of the night for the Guerrillas. Missouri Southern baseball also on the field this evening, on the road for their series opener against Newman. Lions drop this one 16-9. Tragan Parker goes 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 4 RBIs. The Pittsburgh Purple Dragons are 3-3 in their first 6 games of the season. All 6 of those games have been road games for the Purple Dragons. Now, tomorrow night, though, Pittsburgh gets to play at home for the first time this season, welcoming in SEK rival Fort Scott. Now, this is the second meeting of the season between the two teams. Tigers topped the Dragons 11-4 in their first meeting last week. So Pittsburgh is happy to be at home for the first time and excited for the chance to even the series against their conference rivals.
They're just a hard-nosed team. You know, I've known Coach Regan for a long time, and just the Fort Scott program, you know, they're going to be well coached. You know, they love to play Pittsburgh. You know, it's a rivalry and all that stuff. So they're just a well-coached team. They're not going to really beat themselves, and so you got to go out and really make sure that you take care of your stuff.
A local baseball action today, 5-0 Frontenac trying to stay perfect in a doubleheader against Riverton. A game 1, Raiders up 1. They blow it open in the second. Mario Mangini hammers one all the way to the wall in right center. Here comes Logan Myers, Alex Williams right behind him. And check this out, there's Mangini all the way around for the inside the park home run. Makes it 7-3 Frontenac, but they're not done. Peyton McDonald here. High and deep to left, burns the left fielder out there, brings Colin McCartney home. McDonald in there for the triple. Now still in the second, Caston Fields lines it to left. Lane Sullivan scores. Listen, 13 runs on 13 hits in the second inning alone for the Raiders. They take game 1 over Riverton 19-4. Game 2, Raiders trying to make it a sweep. It was a much closer game, but Frontenac wins that one as well, 6-1. The Raiders are now 7-0 to start the season. On the Missouri side, the Joplin Eagles have a big one at home tonight. The Eagles host the Branson Pirates, who are 11-4 in their first 15 games. Joplin trying to knock off the Pirates and get to 3-0 in the COC. Down 2-1 in the first, Tyler Schumann pops it up to the right side. Now the sun is brutal out there. Ball gets down. All 3 runners on base score. Eagles go up 4-2 after 1. Moving ahead to the third now, Justin McReynolds up. Turns and puts this one in the left field corner. Kyler Stokes hustles around third to score. RBI double for McReynolds. Adds to the Joplin lead. In the same inning, the sun continues to play a factor. Schumann to right. Again, outfielder loses it. Another run scores. Joplin knocks off Branson 6-2 with that 4-run first inning jump-starting the day.
We gave up 2 runs early, and our guys didn't panic, and we found a way to get some base runners on. And anytime you're playing here, that sun's tough this time of year and this time of day, and we were able to get some guys on and take advantage of some things and find a way to put some runs up early. And it takes a little bit of the edge off after they scored 2 first. So I think anytime you can answer, you're going to feel a little bit better about it, and to go get 4 was huge.
Well, Joplin High School hosts its annual Varsity Track and Field Invitational tonight, featuring competitors from both Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas. Our very own Danny Terzer was there and has a few highlights from tonight's action.
Joplin's Donovan Fowler wins 2 events. Here he is in the long jump, shades on and everything. His first jump of the day is his best. Fowler wins with a mark of 23 feet 7 inches.
I really just want to come out because I knew a lot of my family and friends were going to come out to support, and I just really wanted to make them happy. Didn't get 24 today, but 23.7, that's not bad for a decent meet. I definitely feel like I'm on track with the right coaching staff. I think amazing things are going to happen by state.
On the track, Cameron Ledford competes in the 1,600-meter run. She places 4th and hits a new personal record with a time of 5 minutes 37.69 seconds.
My mile time has not been that great in the past, so it feels really great to be able to PR. I knew at practices I had been focusing on distance a little more, so I knew it was going to be a good one.
Ledford also breaks a national record today in the javelin. Her best throw reaches 13.62 meters. The Carl Junction girls pick up a few first-place finishes. In the 100-meter hurdles, Allie Montez blows out the competition. She crosses the finish line in 15.02 seconds.
It feels good to know that, Even though I didn't have a good race, I still won, which is very encouraging. It makes me super excited for when I do have a good day, and so I win by even more. And it's very encouraging considering that state is coming up.
And the Carl Junction girls 4x100 meter relay team wins today. The Bulldogs take first place with a time of 51.39 seconds.
Now, the Joplin boys brought home the team title tonight. On the girls' side, Webb City takes second with Carl Junction right behind them in third. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran of the Vietnam War. Arma, Kansas native Everett Correll Sr. served in the U.S. Army from 1969 to 1972. Master Sergeant Everett Correll Sr., tonight's four-state hero. Pitt State campus was extra busy today. Hundreds of high school students were there competing in the Kansas State High School Activities Association Regional Large Ensemble Festival. They represented 15 schools from all across the area.
Kids can get together and make music. It's, what's joy to them and joy to me. It gives them a break. It gives them a release from their day-to-day schoolwork, and they absolutely love it. So.
Music wasn't the only discipline on display today. About 450 students were on campus for Science Day competitions. Rain chances in the coming several days.
But at least we're dry for tonight, Dal. But once we get into tomorrow afternoon, I'll watch for some scattered storms. The alert day's up for tomorrow evening's chance for scattered strong, maybe severe storms, mainly wind and hail. Despite all that, we'll still be mild tomorrow, high near 71. Rain chances out here Saturday afternoon, but returning rain, unfortunately, for a chilly Easter Sunday.
Final sports notes.
Another record that fell today at the Joplin High School Invitational. Joplin's Jenna Lee Dunn broke the school record in the 800-meter run.
Good for her. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. Let's make it a great tomorrow.
Salon services provided.